podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That P. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats Podcast.
Top of the morning to you, my good people. Happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. As Mr. Rogers would say, it's your host with the most, Tony Mays, LaBelle Salter. What it do, my mate?
What's up, man?
You got it, man. So
Ooh.
we embarking on another day's journey. And man, we continuing our conversation from yesterday about do you believe that the absence of communication in relationship causes gaps, i.e., opportunities in the relationship. This is part 2 of that. And one of the reasons we wanted to talk about it because Lavelle wanted to give an acronym to gaps, and and we wanted to just continue the conversation because we know that. Communication is important in relationships, period. Communication is absolutely, positively a must. And if you don't know how to communicate in relationships, it's going to cause a problem for you. Down the line, it's going to cause, some issues for you. And so we want you to be able to communicate, whatever that looks like. We just want you to be able to communicate in whatever facet of the relationship it is, whether it's a marriage, whether it's you're dating, a work relationship, a friendship, whatever that looks like. We want you to be able to communicate properly so that you can get the best results from your relationship. And so, as we play the video, I don't know, Lavette, do you have that video queued up again?
Yeah, I can bring it up.
Okay, because that video, it added, a little context to our topic as it relates to what we mean about gaps. And so we're gonna play that video, and then we're gonna kind of jump back into our conversation. I was kind of before we jump into let's jump into the video first, and then after the video we'll talk about the acronym that Lavelle has come up with. I'm interested to see what this acronym looks like today.
Yeah, I forgot to hit Danielle up yesterday because I stayed out longer than I was intending to. But
that's fine. We're gonna continue the conversation today, brother.
Oh yeah.
Said to me one day, "Yo, we need to have a conversation. You're not intimate enough. I don't feel intimacy. I'm gonna be real. I was like, I don't even know what that means." She said, "You don't spend intimate time with me." So I said, "I didn't know that you felt like I wasn't intimate. If we never talked about it during this time, when would you have told me?" And she said, "I don't know when it would have came up." Now watch. When we don't communicate, it creates a gap. From the time Tyshawn is supposed to say something to the time Tyshawn actually says something, everything in between here is what? A gap. And everything happens in the gap. People get divorced in the gap. Other chicks and other dudes enter the equation in the gap.
Facts.
People get information misconstrued in the gap. Every relationship, every couple, your number one priority is to close your gaps.
That's it. Close the gap. And if we're not communicating, having open communication about issues that we're experiencing in relationships, at what point do we realize or understand that there's even a gap to close? And Lavelle, you brought up, I think yesterday, you brought up something that was really key as it relates to relationships and gaps is that sometimes there are some things that we're not responsible for,
Mm-hmm.
directly, that
Mhm.
causes gaps in our
Yeah.
relationships,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that looks like. Howbeit it be a mother, a sick mother that you got to care for now, that has caused your family some hardships, because now you guys have to figure out how to care for that mother, and that wasn't a direct result of something y'all did. It's just mother been taken ill, and we got to figure out how to. And then if one person is running off doing it, and another person is not, it's going to cause some gaps eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, is the absence of communication an issue? I think that's a big part of the issue as it relates
Mhm.
in relationships.
Yeah.
Um, I would probably go out on the limb and say it's probably 99.9% of the problem
Absolutely.
that we are experiencing gaps in our relationships because we have not figured out how to communicate with each other. Joseph was on yesterday, and I appreciate Joseph being open and transparent about him and his wife and the things that they were going through. And he said that they were actually going through counseling,
Mm-hmm.
marriage counseling, to just learn how to communicate with each other.
Yep.
And that's something like, because I believe that if they work out the communication part in their marriage, the rest of the stuff gonna fall in line. Any
Mm-hmm.
issues they have gonna fall in line, because now they've learned to openly communicate and effectively communicate to each other about what's going on in their marriage or situation.
Yep.
And so that a lot of issues, like he said. So if I think his wife's name was Tyshawn.
Now
He
there
said,
was a dude on the podcast with him.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tyshawn is the guy on the podcast.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he
Okay.
said if Tyshawn had never brought up the intimacy thing to him, how she felt about the intimacy thing, the key question he asked her was, if you didn't bring this up or talk to me about this now, he said, because I didn't realize I wasn't being intimate enough. If you didn't bring this up to me now, when would you have brought it up?
Mm-hmm.
And her answer was, I don't know. Could you imagine the gap that would have caused? No intimacy? Oh, she gonna get that from somebody. She
Mm-hmm.
gonna get it from somebody somewhere. So I mean, I'm glad that the son brought it up to him and told him so he could figure out, or they could figure out how to correct his intimacy, or not being intimate enough with her, or not showing her intimacy or whatever. I'm glad, she was able to communicate that to him, and him to understand that and say, hey, well, what do we need to do to fix this? Because I don't want to not be intimate. What does that look? Because he was open and transparent. He said, I don't even know what that look like. Wait, what do you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Because like most men, him probably like most men, and like we talked about it often, intimacy is not just sex.
Correct.
But most men, that's what we feel like. She want to be intimate. She want to have sex.
Mm-mm.
That's just the first thing that comes to our mind when you think about intimacy.
Yep.
And she wasn't talking about sex. He probably felt like he was blowing her back out with the sex. But she like, you nigga, you ain't getting it. You ain't doing it. I want to be held. I want to be whole. I want to be loved on. I want to be, I want to just be cuddled sometimes. I just want to,
Mm-hmm.
I think you even mentioned I just like cuddling sometimes.
Yeah. Correct.
Like getting up behind, getting up with Dunn, just cuddling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Netflix and chill ain't always sometimes Netflix and chill just mean Netflix and chill. I'm gonna
Right.
put it that way.
We be trying to put 10 on 5.
Yeah. Netflix and chill sometimes, fellas, means just Netflix and chill.
Mm-hmm.
It don't mean Netflix and chill. It don't mean that.
Yep.
So, all right, let's see what Lavelle came up with, man.
Let's see.
And I'm gonna let them explain it. Ooh.
Closing the gap. Give attention with purpose and passion.
Wow. Bro, you did that. Did you come up there on your own or did you steal that?
No, I came up with it on my own.
Huh?
I came up with it on my own.
Okay then. Okay. Right, let me give you the Rising Star Award. Give
Let's take
attention
a
with
close
purpose
gap.
and
You gotta
passion.
give attention with purpose.
Devin says, the art of conversation is more important than just communicating. The exchange has to be productive and not noise. Delivery is critical and listening is even more critical. Absolutely.
He just verified what I put up there.
Absolutely. It's more than just verbally communicating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's body language. And I'm telling you, a lot of times you can learn a lot if you understand your mate just a lot about their body language,
Mm-hmm.
their total disposition, if
Yeah.
you're paying attention. So
Mhm.
that's what Bell says, give attention with purpose and passion. He added extra P in there, but he could have just said give attention with purpose. We would have took that.
Well, the
But
reason
give
why I added
attention.
the passion with it because we talked about the intimate piece of it, and we just think that passion has something to do with being intimate and having intercourse. But when you have purpose with passion, that means that you have a sense of urgency about what you're doing, which you're giving an attention to it.
Mm.
See, passion is basically a sense of urgency, meaning that I have a desire, I have a burning, I have a yearning to give what the attention, whatever the attention may be. And I think that's where we falter it a lot of times.
Bro, I don't know what's going on with our streaming views, bro, but StreamYard gonna have to come up with something else, another means, cause for us to be streaming on multiple platforms and our views, like something is blocking our views, bro. I'm being totally honest with you. Something is blocking the views. Something is, so I don't know if it's in StreamYard, the platform, what it is. But when you and I were just going live on Facebook and we were just clicking each one in, man, we was getting thousands of views as
We were.
opposed to now. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's probably because we're going streaming on our individual pages, so those views are spread across our individual pages too.
That's it too.
Yeah. So, but it's got to be a way so we can see wholeheartedly, like without having to look at each individual page of the views to see like what the views are. Monica that came up with her own acronym. Come on now, she said, "Give all promises, growing apart pains. God allows passes. God answers prayers." Come on in here now with your gap.
Yeah, she
Come
came on
on,
in there. She gave it
man.
multiple.
She with all her gaps. Give all promises, growing apart pains. Growing apart pains. I don't get that one. But God allows passes. God answers prayers. I like them. I don't understand the growing apart. Oh, growing apart pains. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to grow apart though. We want to grow together.
Right.
Yeah. So y'all got some good gaps going on. Oh, I put that back up there, Pat. That thing right there though. That thing right there giving me life.
I
Let
appreciate
me
it,
leave
bro.
them two on the screen. Let me leave you and Monica up for a minute. Good morning,
Okay.
Pops. So give attention with purpose and passion. Give all promises, growing apart pain. God allows passes and God answers prayer. That's our acronyms, y'all. We got some acronyms this day for gap.
Mm-hmm.
And what we want to do is close the gap in relationships. If we can close the gap, and it starts first with communicating.
If you notice,
Communication.
the icon on the left, you can't really see it. It got an X on it, and then this one here got a check on it. So how not to close the gap, or how to close the gap.
Mm,
So
wow.
if you're not giving attention, that's what you don't have no purpose or passion. If you are,
You know what? You
but
should have had them two people facing the opposite way with the X.
it was just a something I found on it just to make it look,
Yeah, you could have had them facing the opposite way with the X, and then facing together with the yeah. But we get it.
it was already
We
made.
gets it. We gets it. Yeah, man. You got to give attention with purpose and passion, bro. He said, I don't hear his echo. She said, you got an echo.
It wasn't doing it yesterday. I don't know what it's doing. I didn't change anything.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo.
Let me turn it down.
I know sometimes too when we add stuff to the screen, it gives an echo for some reason. I don't know. Sometimes it does that, but yeah, we got to communicate as it relates to closing these gaps. I don't never want, and it seems like every time like that I've had conversations with people, even as it relates to work, like when people come in. So yesterday, I went back to my office yesterday for the first time since I've been off, and I went back and I was sitting in my office and just kind of catching up on emails and stuff, and somebody said, "Hey, so and so is here to see you. Can you talk to him?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And the girl walked in and she said, "Hey, Miss Mays." She said, "Can I give you a hug?" She gave me a hug. She said, "Are we glad you're back?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." And she immediately started telling me about some issues she was having. And when I listened to it, I just listened to it, I looked at her, and I wanted to say, man, we just got to talk about this. The whole problem that she had with the situation was it wasn't no communication. Or the communication that was given was the wrong kind of communication. It wasn't effective communication. And when I shared with her, hey, how did you respond to this? First of all, you should have da 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 da. Oh yeah, you're right. You know, yeah, but I was just so mad. I was like, yeah, but you step away from the situation, gather yourself, then come back and say, come on, I need to see you in the office. Let's have a conversation. So this same thing that we're talking about, closing these gaps, can be applicable in all types of work relationships, marriages, dating, friendships. We talking about closing the gap in relationships. Even though our example of closing the gap was a guy talking about his wife in intimacy in marriage, we're still talking about just relationships, period. Being able to close that gap. And if we close that gap, give attention with purpose. That means I'm attentively listening to what you're saying. I'm concerned. I'm giving an ear to what you're saying. I'm active listening to what you're saying. Then I'm going to repeat it back. So you telling me that you feel X, Y, Z. So what can I do to help? We got to talk about it. We got to talk our way through it, and not, as Monica said yesterday, talk at each other. A surefire way to increase the gap. Oh, talk at me. Talk at me, man. That gap gonna get huge. Cause see, now I ain't even trying to hear what you're saying. Cause you're talking at me. You're not talking to me. You're talking at me. And when you start talking at me, I ain't trying to hear what you're saying. And so that's gonna cause an even bigger gap. Yesterday, I forgot who it was, but they were talking about when we talking about how to communicate it, she was like, I don't know if it was she, whoever it was that said, you have to communicate with love. But my question is, if you've never been shown love, how can you communicate with love?
Mm-hmm.
If Lavelle has been raised in a household where he didn't get no love, no one showed. I mean, his whole relationship was just, that household was bitter. How do you expect for Lavelle to deliver a message to me with love if he's never even experienced what love looks like?
You're right.
Lavelle's message to me is gonna be blunt, direct, straightforward, because that's the only way he know how to communicate, because that's the way he's been communicated to all his life, all his childhood, to time he got out the house. So how do you communicate? How does Lavelle communicate with love if he's never even been shown how to communicate with love? And even just say, even if Lavelle got a job, so he wasn't shown love in the household, and then as he got grown, he went out to college, and he was shown that kind of that street love, the friendship love, kind of like but he still never really understood how to communicate love. Because even his friends, like, man, dude, just rough, But he got a job, and on this job, they was like, well, we have a communication 101 class that all of our employees had to go through, customer service communication 101. And then he gets in that class, and the light bulb kicks off. Wow. I never knew how to communicate like that because I was never shown how to communicate that way.
Mm-hmm. Check this out. It says, not giving enough attention to your partner can lead to several negative consequences for the relationship, including feelings of being neglected, resentment, and ultimately a weakening of the bond. It can also affect a partner's self-esteem and mental health, potentially leading to seeking validation elsewhere. Here's more details. Look at the dangers. Erodes the foundation of the relationship. Lack of affection and emotional connection. Attention is a vital component of any healthy relationship. When it's constantly lacking, it can signal that your partner is being taken for granted and their contributions are being ignored. Wow. Feelings of being unseen and unimportant. A partner who doesn't feel seen or cared for may begin to question their worth and the strength of their relationship. Resentment and dissatisfaction. Over time, the lack of attention can lead to feelings of resentment, loneliness, and dissatisfaction. Oh my God. Emotional distance. A partner may become emotionally distant, seeking validation and affection elsewhere. And he got some more, so it's a lot. Oh my God. I'm about to send you this. Yeah, this good.
So Monica says, when you are not shown love, you typically want to give more than what you get. You typically won't give more than what you get.
Mm-hmm.
That's so it's hard to show love if you've never really received love. How can I give you what I ain't never got? So now that trickles over into every relationship that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what kind of relationship it is, that trickles over because I don't know how to truly love. Boy, especially you talking about dating. I don't truly know how to love a woman because I ain't never been loved. And so she's trying to show me how to love. And I don't understand it because she's doing stuff and I'm looking at her like, why are you doing that to me? Because like ain't nobody ever showed me that. And she's trying to, we went to a wedding, a good friend of ours wedding. And I think I shared the video. I don't remember. But anyway, she, in the exchange of their vows, because they wrote their own vows, she said to him, thank you for showing me how I truly supposed to be loved by a man. Because she had been in relationships before. She had even been married before.
Mm.
But she said she never felt the kind of love from a man that she felt from her fiance, now her new husband. And him just showing her that, and showing her how to properly be loved, was just an eye opening to her.
Mm.
See, you can think you being loved and think you getting love until somebody show up and really show you how to be loved, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause you gotta think. Some people they think love is because mom beat my butt, mama beat my butt, and daddy beat me. They beat me all the time. They said, I beat you. I ain't love you if I don't beat you. Or that man that's abusive, that's busting dot in your eye, telling you he love you. You think that's what love looks like.
Mm.
And then you actually get with a man that won't put his hand on you, that's only gonna put his hands around you and caress you and love you and show you how to be loved and treat you like you're supposed to be treated, and you don't know how to handle that because you've never experienced that type of love. Come on, man. We talking about closing the gap, bro. We talking about giving attention with purpose and passion. Closing the gap. Not giving attention to your partner can lead to several negative consequences for the relationship, including feelings of being neglected, resentment, and ultimately a weakening of the bond. It can also affect the partner's self-esteem and mental health, potentially leading to seeking validation elsewhere. Long-term consequences are erosion of trust. That means that trust is out the window or it's starting to fade. A lack of attention can damage trust and intimacy within a relationship. Increased conflict. Partners may become more argumentative and less willing to compromise when their needs are not being met. I think at that point of the relationship, they done checked out.
Mm.
Yeah, at that point in the relationship, they done checked out because now they not even willing to compromise just to get their needs met. They don't even care because they're gonna get them met up elsewhere. Ultimately, relationships break down. In some cases, the inability to address the underlying issue of lack of attention can lead to the end of the relationship. I just said they checked out, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Mayor. They done checked out. So we want to close the gap by giving attention with purpose and passion. Boy, God, flesh and blood did not reveal that to you this moment or
Maybe
last
you don't
night.
think I did last night.
But you got to give attention with purpose and passion. And that's not just in your marriage. It's in
Mm-hmm.
all relationships that you have. If I'm friends with Mayor Mac is supposed to be my friend. But every time I go to Mayor Mac to talk to Mayor Mac about something that's going on, Mayor Mac just completely ignores what I'm saying and bring up something else. Blah, 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 blah. Guess what I'm gonna do?
You gonna tune out?
I'm gonna stop talking to Mayor. I'm gonna stop going to Mayor. That's how relationships work. If I'm in a relationship with my wife and every time my wife bring me an issue, you know they got the Cardinals playing the Reds. She's gonna eventually stop coming to me with her issues. And guess what? At that point, she's gonna go to the next man with the issue. And he gonna listen. Come on, man. Close the gap. Give attention with purpose and passion. But we gonna adopt that, bro. we finna adopt that, bro. Give attention with purpose and passion. That's our new line. Let's talk about it. Give attention with purpose and passion. That's
Okay,
it,
bro.
bro. You just right now. I'm gonna step away for a hot second. You can clock that T if you want to. I gotta step away for 1 second.
Okay.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that tea with your girl, Queen Watkins. I hope y'all had an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to clock that tea. Yeah, I'm so sorry. My voice is not there. Cinco de Mayo was yesterday, so if you know, you know. But have y'all heard of the story of the viral wig influencer that put a lace front wig on her 5-year-old daughter for the first day of kindergarten? Yeah, let's talk about it. So, y'all, the baby came to her mom. This girl, her name is Crystal. She is very viral on TikTok, y'all. She got almost 2 million followers. And probably half of them came from them watching her put a lace front wig on her daughter, her 5-year-old daughter at that. Anyway, let's continue. So, allegedly, her daughter came to her and said, "Hey, mom, let me wear one of your wigs to school," right? Because the baby had an appointment to get her hair done, and the hairstylist canceled the hair appointment. So the mom, Crystal, she was like, that's a good idea. Let me go find one of my wigs and put them on. Let's stop right there. What happened to pigtails and barrettes and stuff like that for a kindergartner, a 5-year-old girl? Oh, okay. So she goes to find a wig for her daughter, and the wig is like a copper color. You couldn't find none black to make it as a child style. You didn't put a copper color on your daughter head for the first day of kindergarten. Yeah. And so her video, she do talkovers. And in her video, she was like, I know y'all probably mad because y'all kids don't go to school slaying like this. No, ma'am, Pam. No, ma'am. What's mad is you're not letting your daughter be a child by putting a wig on her at the age of 5 years old. Then she goes, I know that y'all dressed up when y'all were younger, played house. Yeah, girl. And they wasn't gluing wigs to our heads, putting caps on our heads, putting hot combs on our heads at the age of 5 years old for a wig. Now, some of our mamas and grandparents probably put them hot combs on our head a little bit, straighten the hair a little bit. But other than that, not no full lace front. Now, I'm a wig girly. You hear me? I love wigs down every color, every shape, size, baby, length. I'm on it. But come on now, putting on a 5-year-old, I definitely, that's a no-go. Baby, let's go back to these barrettes and ponytails and what's wrong with braids? What happened to braids? You had the braid of the baby hair down to put the wig on. Why you ain't put that baby two pretty ponytails? Okay, if her hair is short, let her wear the natural state. It's so many different ways for little girls to wear their hair, even if you added a little hair in. Sweetheart, you put a whole full front on and you asking people why they irritated about it, why they worried about it. Sweetheart, you posted it. So anything you post, folks have the right to have their opinion on. And I can say that was insane. That was diabolical for you to put that on that baby for the first day of school. And it was a copper color. Girl, get out of here. All right, y'all, that's all the tea that I have today. Make sure y'all tune in to 2 Minutes, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. And don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins, Clock That Tea. If y'all haven't got any 2 Minutes merch, what you waiting on? Clear them out. Clear them out with it all. All right, y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
Man, that's crazy, bro.
Crazy as hell. For real, for real.
You know what? So even if I don't care if the baby head is napping, teach her that natural hair. Show her some African women. Show her some, something to. I don't know, bro. Like we tripping, bro. Like look, we tripping with this, man. Marcus said Tasia had 50 plaits, 500 bows on her head with ruffled socks, and hid the white patterned leather shoe until middle school. Let them children be children. Jeez.
Man, what?
Yeah, man, that's right. We ain't letting them be kids no more. I posted a video. I don't know if I sent it to Lavette. I'm gonna put it in a group where this dude was interviewing these two little kids that stayed in the project, and this little boy was 5 years old, was cussing like a sailor, talking about he gangster, he put people down, he ending people's life. 5 years old.
Sad.
Talking about that. I run these. He talking about he run the project. I run these projects over here. I run these. He said, dude, you 5. He said, I don't give a fuck. I'm putting it down. I'm taking them out of here. What? Crazy. Anyway, kids got to be kids. Back to this. So back to this. Marcus says, attention is so important. Be intentional in giving your attention. I think there are so many distractions in these days that don't allow people to be intentional. And I definitely agree with that, because there are a lot of things, life just be life, bro. And we get so caught up in life and things that are going on, all of the distractions, that sometimes we forget to be intentional about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as it relates to our Mason, I think, a lot of relationships are failing because of communication. The attention is not there. It's like you got two people in a household and they both focus on everything but each other.
Wow.
I'm talking about, like you literally, okay, we come in the household. When we come in the household, we don't. That's why a lot of times I come in, I try to be intentional about kissing Monica, giving Monica a kiss. Hey, babe, we talking to each other. And, like yesterday, I'm like, she texted me, I miss you, we miss you, to my husband, we miss you, so we have to be intentional about how we react and talk to each other, and, and all of that. And so it's we got to close the gap, bro. We got to give attention with purpose and passion. I'm gonna wear it out, bro.
Hey, man.
We got to give attention with purpose and passion. Changes in behavior and motivation, reduced productivity, feeling unappreciated and unloved can lead to a decline in motivation and productivity. Loss of enjoyment. Individuals may feel less motivated to enjoy things they used to find pleasurable, seeking attention elsewhere. Woo. In an attempt to fulfill their emotional needs, partners may seek attention and validation outside the relationship. We just said it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not intentional about about giving attention, yeah, it could go the other way. So, let me go back up, because I think we just answered the question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that the absence of communication in relationship causes gaps? Absolutely. We've answered this, like, with everything that we just said yesterday and today. We absolutely positively believe that if there is an absence of communication in any kind of relationship, that it will cause gaps in that relationship. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. It will definitely cause gaps in the relationship. And I'm going to play this video one more time. And then, man, we're going to give y'all a couple of minutes back today.
He said to me one day, yo, we need to have a conversation. You're not intimate enough. I don't feel intimacy. I'm going to be real. I was like, I don't even know what that means. She said, you don't spend intimate time with me. So I said, I didn't know that you felt like I wasn't intimate. If we never talked about it during this time, when would you have told me? And she said, I don't know when it would have came up. Now watch. When we don't communicate, it creates a gap. From the time Tyshawn is supposed to say something to the time Tyshawn actually says something, everything in between here is what? A gap. And everything happens in the gap. People get divorced in the gap. Other chicks and other dudes enter the equation in the gap.
Facts.
People get information misconstrued in the gap. Every relationship, every couple, your number one priority is to close your gaps.
Hey, bro, we're gonna have to have a conference on this joint. The Closing the Gap conference.
No. So I'm in the process of trying to get together a couples. We did the single panel.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do the couples panel, and I want to do it live. We might not have an audience, but I want to do a live couple. Well, just have the couples, here in person, in present. Not on this thing. We're gonna do it. We're gonna project it on here, but we want to have them in person, and we want to talk about it. And this is one of the things we're gonna bring up during this conversation is the gap in communication.
Mm-hmm.
So, I already got a few couples in mind because I want to arrange a couple. I want couples that's been married a long time, and I want some couples that's been married a short time. I want 6 to 7 couples. I already got 2 or 3 couples directly in mind with in addition to you and I, you, Don, and Monica and I. I know Sean is newly married. He's been married less than 2 years, and I wanted to see if we can get Mika and Ruffin. They've been married real short. I think they've been shorter than Sean now.
And then they've been
And then
married before.
Yeah. And so they can talk to that. And then I want somebody that's been married. Hopefully I can get somebody that's been married, longer than Monica and I. I can find somebody been married longer than 33 years. Yeah, so we can find somebody who's been married longer than us. I want that couple. I want that couple on, and a couple of younger couples, and to the left, and the older couple, and then us. So if we can do that, that would be a great help.
Yeah.
Yep. So we in a process of trying to get that together now, and I just got to make sure it's on the day. We might have to do it on the Saturday, a day that I don't know, because Saturday might be hard for you because that's you get your gigs and stuff. So I guess we just have to come up with a day that you ain't got a gig, so we can make it happen.
Mondays.
Sunday might be good. Sunday might actually be good because a lot of people are kind of free on Sundays. So if we can do maybe Sunday, after church, like Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and then we can record it, and we can either go live or we can just post it later, like we did with the single panel.
Yeah, I can record it and then review it as we watch it. You know what I'm saying? That'll be like our content for that week. Versus so we can concentrate on what we're doing versus trying to go live and all that. Right. Just record it. You know what I'm saying? We can kind of
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming up, guys. So if you know an older couple, or if you just want to be a part of it, because Lavelle and I and Monica and I, we could actually, and Don and I, we could be just the moderator, the 4 moderators that come up with our questions and ask all the couples questions. Well, we can do that. Well, I can sit in at this with me.
His wife been married.
Huh?
How long has Pastor Clark and his wife been married?
I think maybe less than you.
Okay.
Yeah, or somewhere around the same time as you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's definitely one too. So we want to think of some. If you're a couple, been married a long time, but you want to be a part of this, let us know, and we're gonna make it happen, Cap. Yeah, and I would like to do it if possible I would like to do it sometime in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
If
all
we
right.
can do it, yeah, if I could do it sometime in July, would be cool. And then what we'll do is we'll provide some hors d'oeuvres and some stuff to eat on. We'll come out with a location, or either get with your sister out in what's that, Bartlett or whatever out there.
They'll be one of the couple too. Eric and
Yeah,
Derek.
yeah. So we can do. I mean, we can possibly use her location, or just somewhere else, man. But yeah, so we'll get that together. So that's coming soon, y'all. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. I'm telling you, it's gonna be dope. And we'll talk about that all week, like we did our single panel, and just discuss it and talk about it. And hopefully we'll have, and we're gonna make that show. I'm gonna try to make that show 2 hours, because it's gonna be a lot of information that's given. So we'll have enough content to break down for a week or 2 weeks. I want to show at least a 2 hours, because we're gonna have about hopefully 6 or 7 couples, and just asking those questions. We want everybody to be able to give a chance to answer and get through to navigate through those questions.
What?
All right. Monica said, great conversation. Noted. Don't wait until it's too late to discuss your gap feelings. He or she may not even know that there is a gap or how you're feeling about a certain thing. Yep. That's the whole purpose of it. Yep. So thank you guys again, man, for tuning in. We're going to give you guys about 10 minutes back today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget, man, we're still trying to provide. Our deadline for this is May 31st. And so we want to send this family of 6, this mother and her 5 children, on just a little weekend getaway, man, a 2-night getaway somewhere where they can go and enjoy a water park or some kind of little theme park or something. Just, something for the kids can get away this summer. And, everybody is not, so let me just say this, everybody is not fortunate enough to travel and do all this stuff, and certainly not, in a lot of cases, a single mother with 5 children. And so, yeah, we can come up with all this. Well, ain't nobody tell her half fact. We ain't talking about none of that.
Yeah.
we beyond that. And if you feel like that, we ain't asking you to give. but we want to send this family on that's a decent little weekend getaway somewhere where they can enjoy each other, enjoy the company of each other, and just have a good time. And if you guys would be so kind and so just giving that you would give, our 2 Men in Hats Cash App is floating across the bottom of the screen. If you don't have Cash App and you want to Zelle it, or you want to just give us cash, you can contact Lavelle or myself, and we'll figure out a way for you to give. But we definitely want to be able to do this. And our deadline is the end of May, so it's gonna be here before you know it. So if you could be so kind and so generous, to give, and don't give begrudgingly, give like you would want somebody to give to you. So thank you guys again. We appreciate it, Lavelle. If you don't have nothing else, brother, you can close us out with a prayer.
I think that's all I got. Man.
Thank you, Lavelle. Thank you, man, for that acronym for GAP, man. That is truly something worth notating. And again, I think we're gonna adopt that moving forward. Let's talk about it. Give attention with purpose and passion.
Yeah. I think the most detriment thing that we probably fail to realize in closing the gap, don't forget to close the gap with yourself. Because a lot of times you go so long without paying attention to what you have going on, and it's the reason why you're not able to give attention to other individuals. So you got to do some self work on yourself as well. So that's a big part of it as well, because a lot of times the reason people fall out and stuff like that, people don't. Doc has adopted a thing is you need to have some mirror time with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you're doing the things to remain healthy and stuff like that. And like you say, loving on yourself. So So make sure the gaps are closed with you as well. So
Yeah.
that's it. That's all. Let's pray. Most gracious eternal God, our Father, Lord God, we thank you for life and thank you for life more abundantly. Continue to just bless our efforts. Thank you for just waking us up this morning. Continue to bless our relationships to be healthy relationships, and that you will be able to communicate effectively and love on each other. Build our relationship closer with you, Lord, that we can have a better relationship with ourselves and our loved ones. And we actually continue to touch all our efforts, and we actually do the in thy Son Jesus' name. And we said, Amen.
Amen, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, same bat time.
Same bad place.
Man, give attention with purpose and passion. Let's talk about it.
It's the 2 Minute Hats podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.